Okay, this is now the 5 Minute Tarot for the 2nd of August 2017. And today I'd like to make 2 points. One is about wholeness, and the other is about looking at a whole spread. So, the first point is to do with the word holy. So, when we say something is holy, or we refer to the holy site or whatever it happens to be, we probably think that holy means it's sacred, or we should be respectful, or maybe we speak quietly, or something like that. You know, it's holy, so you behave in a certain kind of a way. But the origin of the word holy, it comes from the word whole, not a hole in the roof or a hole in the road, not that kind of hole, but whole, W-H-O-L-E, meaning complete, or everything is whole. So when something is whole, the idea is that because it's whole, it contains everything. There's nothing outside it. Within the whole, there are no parts. It's not like there's separate bits and pieces that have a separate existence. It's like everything exists together. And it can also, it gives us the idea that because there's wholeness, there's the idea of everything is whole, or that we are part of the whole, whatever it happens to be. It's like we're all in this together. We're all in life together. And that can be why we're told in the Bible, the advice is, if somebody does wrong to you, you turn the other cheek. So it doesn't mean that you turn the other cheek because you're a wimp, or because you're a coward, or because you're a doormat and you're supposed to let people walk all over you. The reason you turn the other cheek is if you do something cruel to somebody, all you're doing is hurting yourself, actually, because there's wholeness, there's a complete thing or entity, and we're all in it or within it. So if you act in a mean or vengeful way to somebody else, really all you're doing is hurting yourself. And that's why we should be nice to people. And if they do something horrible, you sort of understand, okay, they're hurting themselves by doing it. It's not really affecting me. So you move on, you breathe in and out, and you just move on and don't respond. So I may come back to that kind of thing and related information later. But so that's the idea of wholeness and holy. The other thing is, let's say somebody wants to know what's going to happen in this relationship. It's just begun and they want to know how it's going to go. So you decide you're going to pick 3 cards for what the nature of the relationship is, how it's going to go, what it's like, what the people are like, and so on. And you pick 3 cards. So you turn 1 card at a time and you do what you can with each one. You make yourself say at least one thing about the card. And then you make yourself say a second thing about that same card. So let's say somebody wants to know about what's going to happen in the relationship, and you pick 3 cards and you turn the first one over and it's the Lovers. You've got to say something about it. So maybe you say, what you and this person have got is love, not lust, or not just physical attraction. It's actual love, where you appreciate the person and you're considerate of them, and you want them to be the best that they can be, and you're willing to put yourself second, if you have to, for the benefit, for the sake of the other person, because that's what love is. So you say something about the Lovers. So let's say I'm going to give you 2 examples, both extreme. So somebody wants to know about the future of the relationship. Let's say you get the Lovers upright, the Sun upright, and the 2 of Cups. So you turn each card individually and talk about it. And it's important that you turn each card one at a time and say something, because that gets you to a point of understanding. But then when you've got all 3 cards turned over, you look at it and you look at the whole picture. So you sort of step back and you've got the Lovers, the Sun, and the 2 of Cups, and you start talking about it. And you say things like, you like each other, you love each other, it's a good relationship, you cooperate, you'll exchange gifts, you're on the same wavelength, you're on the same page, you can agree about what's important, you can agree about important things. So if one person that wants to do something, the other will appreciate that that's important to them. I'm going to let them do it. I'm going to cooperate and help them to get the most out of it. So you're sort of looking at the whole picture, the three cards, what they say, and you're sort of just talking about what comes to mind based on those three cards. And you sort of look at the three cards and tell the story of those three cards, not necessarily in sequence, but more just picking and choosing and putting together and giving an idea of the atmosphere of the relationship from the Sun, the Lovers, and the Two of Cups, all of them upright. And let's say somebody else wants to know about the relationship, and you choose three cards, and you get the Devil reverse, the Tower reverse, and the Ten of Swords. So you talk about the Devil reverse, you talk about the Tower reverse, and you talk about the Ten of Swords. But then you step back and you look at all three cards together and you say, this is a terrible relationship. It's not, you don't like each other, you don't want to cooperate, you're going to be vengeful, you're going to cheat on the partner, and then you're going to lie about it. It's as if everything that can go wrong is going to go wrong. So that may suit the person, right? Because we're telling them a story based on the three cards and leaving it up to them whether they want to be involved with this person. Because some people like to be abused, they like to be messed around with, and they like people to lie to them. Maybe because it makes them feel alive. That if somebody's beating me up, then at least I'm important enough that they want to beat me up. That kind of thing. It's not what I personally like or would want for me or want for my children or people that I care about. But you have to respect that some people want that kind of situation or condition in a relationship. But the point is, you look at each card individually and then you look at the whole picture and you get an idea of the wholeness, the complete picture from the three cards. But then, so those are two extremes, the Sun, the Lovers, and the Two of Cups, as opposed to the Tower reverse, the Devil reverse, and the Ten of Swords. But you can get situations in between. So you get, let's say, the Lovers and the Sun, but then you get the Two of Cups reversed, right? So you're basically on the same wavelengths, but there will be times when there's little bits of niggling disappointment. But nevertheless, by looking at the whole picture, you can paint. It's like 95% good, but you're gonna have 5% where things don't seem right, or maybe where you're disappointed. Although because it's Lovers is upright and the Sun's upright, you're not going to take it that seriously. But it's maybe like a blemish. So whereas you can have the Tower reversed, the Devil reversed, and the Three of Cups. So you've got the difficulty from the two major trumps reversed, but you've also got, maybe it's a saving grace. There will be times when, I used to know this fellow in Glasgow, and he would come to the flat, and he would sort of take advantage of everybody, and you would get to the point where everybody wanted rid of him and never wanted him back again. And then he would come in and he would make dinner for everybody. So everything was forgiven. And that's a bit like the Tower reverse, the Devil reverse, but the Three of Cups. Something happens, or there's a certain kind of behavior that sort of makes you think, okay, well, we'll give him another chance. So that's a different kind of story that you would get from those three cards. Okay, that's it for today. So wholeness and holy, and think about that. And then look at the whole picture of the three cards, but don't start with the whole picture. Say something about each individual card and build up to the whole story. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.